Goodwill Hunting.
Goodwill Hunting. Me and you, bro. Like.
I saw Goodwill Hunting.
Oh, you saw this?
It's a great
Yeah.
movie.
What'd you say?
Movie. No, it was a nice movie, but I don't see the connection to the game and
because you have to. The normal person can't see the strategy.
But if you were,
have to be. If you were a super genius,
yeah,
you would see it.
well,
But now I see a PA.
yeah.
in a game again with 0
It's the same thing as what we said before the 5th picks were happening. I still think that NaVi has got everything going for them, and that Vega, the way that they win is delay until anti-mage is faster than everybody, which will be near impossible because PA is farming very fast as well.
To be fair, you do have a lot easier time killing towers just thanks to your Prophet. And the Prophet Undying are by far the strongest laners in this game. You could theoretically, if you're going to win this game as Vega, I think you need to have a 2-tower advantage by 12 minutes.
So
and
they've
then you've got a
very
shot.
aggro in the beginning.
You want to see them make a play for the bottom tower, sweep towards mid. You want to kill mid tower by 10 minutes, 12 minutes.
Okay.
If you can do that, you control the map, control enemy jungle, starve out 60, 70% of the map, keep NaVi boxed in, don't let the PA accelerate, juke, ravage, get pickoffs, play a fast game, and then sort of control the map, slow the tempo down till you're strong enough to do Roshan. Could work, but I would have to favor NaVi just because, again, no beef.
Well, let's look at this. So,
At least you're getting money extra back if you vote for
you
NaVi.
could put if you put $1 on NaVi, you make $1.30.
Right
That's that seems not actually a little bit high for the NaVi side. But you put $1 onto Vega, you make $3.10, and on top of that,
no, if you put $1 on Vega, you're gonna lose your dollar.
Well, okay, it's if you also go to loot.bet or you go to WePlay.tv, you can put in the code Valentine and actually get a bonus so that if you put that $1 onto NaVi, you might even make even more than that. You could put some of our dollars on it. Tell me who you have.
I already did.
NaVi. NaVi. NaVi.
NaVi. I'm going with NaVi too. I mean, the draft, play, all of it, it's all there. Let's get into the games, see if it will come to fruition.
Thank you very much, Rob. Yeah, it's so a lot of siding with NaVi on the panel, considering the draft. I mean, do you sort of agree with the sentiment there, Kevin, considering what heroes we've seen?
I mean, they've definitely have a better looking lineup. They've got a PA that's not countered by stuns, can just do a lot of physical damage, is good against anti-mage, especially if you get minus armor. The laning stage looks okay. Like, you don't really want your dual support to usually be an Undying and a Shadow Demon because you do lack disables. There's definitely some problems going on for sure.
Yes, and NaVi we've seen before, the sort of magic of the crystallized PA. This guy is a bit of a beast on the hero, so we'll see how well Vega Squadron can adapt and deal with him. They do at least they've got control for the PA, right? If the PA does go ham, they have things like the Disruption, Demonic Purge, and then that's it. But I guess the big problem is there's this Oracle that's going to be sitting behind the PA ready to save it.
Yes, with the ulti from Oracle, they'll have a solution there. But it is actually a mid Shadow Demon. Believe it or not, it's not a support. So it's going to be support Batrider and support Shadow or support Undying as the two. So maybe this will change.
So mid Shadow Demon, is it more than just a Thompson gimmick? Is this something that you could expect to see other teams pick up, like we're seeing here?
I've played it and it felt a little easy. If you have mana regen, it feels really solid. You can solve this with like a bottle sometimes. You kind of just spam constantly, and if your opponent does not have a high ground ward, you're going to have a bad time. And in fact, what's going to happen is this is actually going to be okay for Razor. The sentry that was placed down is going to spot him an Observer Ward. He's just killing it now. Or he'll save it until he wants to eat it later. No, he just... Okay, yeah, there it is. I'm sorry. I was looking in the wrong place. Bottom of the screen. Razor gets the Observer Ward killed. That means it's going to be a little bit harder for SD to land the Shadow Poison. It could really help the matchup. But basically, you can do a ton of magic damage if you've got the mana to spend. And SD can basically last hit regardless of his damage as well.
Yes, and sort of looking at the sort of the side lanes, bottom lane, Crystallize. I mean, is there enough pressure sort of from the Bat and the Prophet to outdo the fact that there is an Oracle behind this PA ready to offer some sort of dispel and sort of burst heal if needed?
Yeah, it's going to be really hard to kill PA for multiple reasons. She can blink away if she gets under Napalm and Firefly. They can dispel the stacks. They can also use Fate's Edict, second skill potentially, to stop magic damage for a few seconds. There's many ways that they can make it work.
This top lane, though, on the other hand, should be alright for the aim, right? You have this Undying constantly putting pressure onto the Tide, and eventually you're just going to sort of drain the Tide's mana so he can't consistently anchor smash in lane.
Yeah, that's probably what's going to happen here. I'm not really sure what Tiny's doing.
He pulled the wave. He grabbed one of the waves from behind that tier 1.
I see.
Yeah.
Makes sense. Magic Stick is now up on the bot lane too. That's a really good Magic Wand game actually for NaVi this game.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Against Batrider and a Shadow Demon.
Easy. Yeah, I can imagine we're going to see a fair few of those come out across the team. Magical's already got his ready to go in that middle lane. He'll start to build towards those Wraith bans, so he can have that CS advantage.
He's got 5 last hits, or 5 denies. It is 6 and 5 versus the 4 and 1 of the SD. This is what's kind of annoying about it, is that like you don't always have opportunities to contest last hits or denies because you need to dodge enough magic or poison touches. I think what generally helps is just making sure that he never gets a single one on you and increasing your movement speed. That way it's easier for you to dodge things. Because once he gets one and it starts building up a little bit, you have to start getting careful.
Yes. And so for sort of the mid-Shadow Demon as well, what sort of items are you expecting to see DM go for? Do you just go the sort of Ether Lens, blink, and start looking to make plays around the map? Can you go a little greedier with your build?
You could definitely do some different stuff. I'm thinking of originally Lil. I remember played a Shadow Demon support when he was back on VP, and he went stuff like Veil and Dagon.
Okay.
Those don't necessarily work as good anymore because Soul Catcher is going to do consistent damage regardless of the amplification, but there's lots of different ways that you can go for sure. He's definitely going to want some item that helps him a little bit against PA. In some ways, I think Veil would be good in that way, but I don't know. We'll see what he goes.
See down bottom, a bit aggressive onto both Seneko and Crystallize. Dispel those, Seneko's able to keep his distance and just preserve complete spanner in the works and what the Batrider wants to do. It makes it very hard for MNT to really do his job down here and put any sort of kill threat. They are managing to limit the CS of Crystallize. Only 7 CS at the moment in this lane. In fact, the Prophet's crushing it. 16 and 8 down here. So the farm situation is fantastic for Vega on the bottom lane.
Just the benefit of having extra treants to contest last hits and denies. Done a good job.
Yeah, great start for Kezu indeed. Mid lane, Razor still having the edge. 17 for 8 against that 11 for 3 of the SD. Of course, the off lane up top, pretty much just a mirrored situation of what we're getting down bottom. So that lane has the anti-mage doing better and Tide a little bit behind. Wraparound for Chu comes in, he's able to get the toss back onto DM. DM's going to turn, try and get as much poison out as he can, but he's got nothing to save him as he will fall. First blood for NaVi. Mid lane onto that Shadow Demon, just knocking him off his game a little bit. Going to open the lane up even more for the Razor to just increase the advantage he has in CS.
Even the off lane looks a little bit weak for NaVi here.
Yeah,
I mean, Tide's getting some stuff on the lane. It's actually like a rare hero that can be semi-okay against Undying, I guess.
It is tough with his anti-mage though, and whoa!
I was wrong.
Just as the Undying walks up and just kills him. I mean, I don't think Blizzy expected that. He, just got carried away and
he might have, but just a little late on the wand. He had a 5-stick ready.
Yeah.
But Soul Rip's like a little unpredictable. You don't always know how much damage it's going to do.
It's hard to tell how many units it's going to take into account.
Yeah. There was, what, 4 there. Probably did like 100 damage or something. So.
Oh, yeah, wow. Fantastic stuff for Vega in that top lane. As Madara continues to get free farm on the anti-mage. Top CS at the moment in the board.
Some stuff happening at Bounty Runes. If I had to guess, it's got to be 5 minutes, right? Does it feel like 5 minutes in the game for you?
It has to be right. What we're seeing with it, I remember the anti-mage was on 27 CS, so it's see around that. See here the odds at the moment.
They've gotten a little more NaVi to it, just a little.
Yeah, there's up to 1.227. I mean, so far from the opening of this game, you do have to consider that this anti-mage, he is having a strong start in the 5 minutes. Obviously, things can change. We can see what Chu's able to do. At the moment, Chu has been mainly focused on that mid lane. There's the Tiny, knowing that that's the easier kill to really get at this moment in time. But we'll see what other impact Chu can have in the lane, as the side lanes are going very well for Vega. Nature's Prophet with that fantastic farm down bottom, Kezu and Madara up top, not being slowed down at all, as it seems, by the Tidehunter, thanks to the backup of the Undying by the anti-mage's side.
Little look at the mid lane here, the Shadow Demon versus Razor.
Now all these little ones, the poison is out.
We don't know what level they are, we don't know what their items are, but they're there.
Yeah, they're there. But it's some beautiful snowy weather at the moment.
This stage in the tour, this is the tier 2 on the mid lane for the Radiant side. Very clear, you can see the small changes and trees that were removed by Ice Frog recently.
That is true.
That tower used to be a lot closer to a hill.
It
Fun
did,
fact.
yeah. Did they ever fix the, you know, the path looks weird, doesn't it, around the tier 2 on the Radiant side? Did they fix that?
I don't know what
When
you're
they
talking
moved-
about, but yes.
You remember they moved the tower and it like
Yep.
moved it off the trail, so it looked like it was just sort of slammed in the grass.
It did look weird,
Yeah.
yeah, where they put it, yeah.
I don't know if they fixed that.
We're going to take a gander over here to the Radiant bot tier 2, I believe.
This is the dire safe lane, isn't it?
Well,
I
mean,
think
not
we've
yet.
sort of
This is the
curved
tier 2.
around.
This is bot tier 2.
Oh, you're correct.
Get out.
As soon as sort of the map gets rotated, you just,
Oh, it's real confusing, yeah.
yeah, you're like, where am I?
I also like how all
What
these
is
heroes
this
are as tall as trees. It's kind of crazy. They don't look that big when you look top down, but from the side, like Batrider and Oracle are giants.
No, but then it's weird as well, because when you go into cinematic view, it makes the trees absolutely huge, which is always sort of
Probably
fun.
perspective, you know?
No, but it's
camera
not.
stuff.
That's the thing, honestly. If you click the inspect, like the little, you know, that button on the hero profile.
Yeah. But you're looking like top up or bottom up. Everybody's a fat chin when you. I guess that's kind of
No, you got honestly.
But you're low down
They
and you're
skew
looking
it.
up against trees. Of course, the trees are gonna look big.
No, honestly, you got to check. I'm going to show you, Kevin.
Okay.
That button does something to the trees. I'm telling you. We have down here Kezu getting that gold, getting that glory on his prophet. As we now are about to hit the dire offlane tier 1 tower. Creeps on their way out, ready to fight.
Does it feel like you're flying right now?
It
Do you want me
does.
to hold you like in
It's-
Titanic?
I'm having to hold my balance here. I don't want to fall off my chair. You can't imagine how immersive this is in virtual reality. Does that still?
I mean,
can you
we-
still watch Dota in
Yes.
virtual reality?
I mean,
Did you ever do that?
No.
Oh, I thought you had one of the VR.
Oh, I do.
But you never tried to
I barely use
observe
the
a
damn
Dota.
thing. I love it.
Yeah.
I love showing it to people.
Yeah.
But
that's-
it's just slightly a pain in the butt. I can sit at my computer and I can open any program on Steam and play it. But to like do the VR, you have to like pull the headset out.
True.
You have to plug it in. You have to set it as a third
You got
monitor.
to pull those
basically.
little boxes out.
You have to slap stuff in and get it ready, and then you can play. And that's after making space in your home. You have to clean your home just to play the damn thing. If you
do.
don't have like a lot of space.
You got to be
ready.
careful of the light
You know?
sources as well. But once you
Not
have
me.
it all set up, and you get someone over that doesn't really know video games
Then
and
it's
stuff,
incredible.
it's a great
It's a great
experience. VR is good fun. And that's the exciting thing about VR. It's only going to get better.
Yeah, but I never
And a
even have
lot
guests
better.
anyway, so there's never anyone to show.
That's true.
I could put my dog in it, I guess. I haven't done that yet.
Oh yeah, I wonder how an animal would interact or react
she
to
wouldn't.
VR.
She wouldn't.
But then if you're able to create a VR headset that
For dogs?
the animals can process with their eyes,
I am sure that
you
a
could do
company
some
will work on
crazy
it.
things.
You could.
You could teach them. You know, it would be a great teaching tool. I think we're onto
Potentially.
something here. Animal VR.
Are you good at putting headsets on animals yet?
Well, you know, you just have to. Oh, well, I guess.
It doesn't work.
It depends how well
It
behaved the
doesn't-
animal is, doesn't it? Or the dog's not going to like it.
It doesn't work. I've tried to put my headset on my dog.
Yeah.
She's not down.
Does the dog get confused when you're on the VR? If you're jumping around?
Mm.
Well, you're not normally playing the games when you jump around.
I've never played VR and owned a dog at the same time.
Oh, I see. So the dog took over.
It's been over 2 years since I used my VR.
But it's still there.
It's
An
still
ancient
there and
relic.
it's still beautiful.
Oh, here we are, back in the game. They did have to reset the router, but it looks like we're back on. And good to continue. As we were saying, both the side lanes looking very good for Vega Squadron in this first 5 minutes, which you were bang on as well, Kev. We were 5 minutes in.
Incredible.
But the mid lane, slightly better. It's only slightly better for the Razor, but better nonetheless it is. And we'll see, oh, actually, Vega coming with this wraparound towards mid, moving both Peksu and MNT in to back up DM and see if they can do something about this Razor. They've identified that the Razor is having a good time.
I feel like it was probably they were smoking for runes or something, because that's where we saw them recently.
Sure, and I guess they were like, hey, maybe we can get something extra with it, but wasn't the case. Magical was positioned pretty safe. He's level 6 as well, so they do have to be a bit careful on trying to take fights against him. On lane Chu,
Almost getting caught. But
might be able to get the toss back here by the looks of it, but ooh, a nice Sprout pushing Chu away, so there'll be no further follow-up today. Peksu's in with a TP as well. Actually looking for some body blocks here. If they can get some body blocks with the Treants, they may actually have the chance to bring down Chu. Soul Rip's not going to be quite enough, but the Decay will be. Smart play there. It's Kezu. I mean, he's crushing it. His first 6 minutes, he's laning. His CS has been fantastic. The body blocking as well from the Treants, absolutely on point. He's not quite done yet. They're looking to collapse in underneath the tier 1 tower. This will force reactions from NaVi, as Peksu will be the one left behind underneath the tower. Magical is able to come in and help finish off the kill with him, but you're drawing attention away from that mid lane, so the Shadow Demon's going to have this greater place opened up, and you're just losing an Undying. Well, and Akezu Nature's Prophet. He was not able to get out. That will make it certainly worth it for Magical. He'll be happy with that one. Getting a double kill.
Good rotation in the end.
Yeah.
Tide Hunter picking up level 6, though, is not too bad on NaVi's side, so they're kind of just winning everywhere. They're not, like, stupidly ahead.
No.
Anti-Mage is still going to be scary, but they'll be pretty pumped, I think, with this turn of events. Lots of mana drain available here from Madara. Doesn't want Tide to have anything in his lane. This is one of the shittiest things about playing a lot of offlane heroes, especially ones that rely on mana in anyways to lane. That aim just drains your mana, and then you're kind of just like, well, that's all I got. On the bright side, Tide actually did get a third point in Kraken Shell. And the purpose of this is just so that when aim hits him, he just doesn't care. He's just...
Yeah, you've got to manage so you're not taking extra damage, yeah.
And he's damage blocking like what? It's like 36 damage. That's a lot.
Bottom lane, you're actually going to see a rotation from DM going in with the Demonic Purge on to Crystallize. Snake's by his up, Apex already splitting the two of them, and there's going to be nothing this Oracle can do to save the PA, as Vega Squadron again just run them down on the bottom lane. This time there won't be any sort of reaction from NaVi as they lose Crystallize's Phantom Assassin and the tier 1 tower as well. Vega starting to get the momentum going.
It didn't look like the most likely kill. I kind of thought they were going to give up on it, but they're almost down in the top lane. Ooh, that was really close, actually.
Trying his best to juke it around
Toss
the trees.
If they just get vision of him, he dies. Oh, what? Tiny?
He could have gone for it. He had that, didn't he?
I think so, because
yeah.
Tiny had to walk back.
Maybe it was just sort of out of vision as he tried to cast it. We'll see.
But the problem is that Tiny walked away from him, so Tiny Tide walked away. Tide had to walk with Tiny to retain vision and still have the toss. As soon as they had to pull the creeps back, they lost the vision because of nighttime. So I kind of feel like Tide lost that one for them a little. But maybe he was too scared to go for it. He's a coward. Damn coward.
He didn't believe. He did not believe that they had that anti-mage, but they may have just done so. He committed. As Kezu now is going to move himself up towards the top lane. Chu and Seneko on the movement through the jungle to see who they can catch out. Blizzy, despite the pressure onto him and the constant mana burning, he has actually been able to move the lane as aggressively as he has. That he has already taken half of the tier 1 tower, so not too bad at all for this Tide on his own. And as you say, still very much finding good farm. 47 CS on a Tide at 9 minutes in. He's not going to be feeling too bad at all with himself.
There's a lot of last hits across the board, actually.
Yeah. Only the Pierre that's falling a little bit behind. We see this mid lane play come in as they rotate in onto DM. DM will fall, but Pexo and Kezu will make sure that the trade does happen as both Seneko and Chu will fall for the cause.
Oh, that's pretty worth it then. I was looking at, what is that, SD building stacks on it. Kind of looked like he was just scrambling, but getting 2 kills in return, completely worth. And Battlefield Rush for PA is the goal, at least. It'll take some time.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Mandara still, he's come down. He really wants to get in on this farm. Hopping around pretty low. Counter spell to bounce back the dagger, but he's going to be jumped upon. He's able to move away with that favorable movement speed. Magical, no surprise here. Going for the Yule Scepter build on the mid-brazer.
It's a good call. Just helps you score kills, basically. Keeps yourself survivable if needed to. Tide just doesn't care about Ravage, I guess. Doesn't he?
Oh, he's going to get Madara with the Avalanche, but not enough damage between those two, at least for now.
That's good. Good movement. I mean, they're also preventing him from getting the batting ring, too, which is nice.
Top lane, Lizzie and Magical, who's going to be able to join him with the help of the Haste Rune. I mean, Magical, his rotation so far have been pretty on point. 10 minutes in, 5-0-1, and not sacrificing any farm for it, as he is still second highest in CS. The Razor looking to be absolutely on point. Again, another attempt onto Madara. He actually managed to close the gap here with the toss, but he gets himself behind the trees. The TP's coming in from Pexu. Crystallize doesn't want to dive any further. Still obviously lacking any sort of real damage. Just a Rave Band and a band of Elven skin on him. He's got the treads now at least, along with the 6. Maybe next time they will be able to finish off that anti-mage.
Ravage ready to go. Tide's got phase boots as well.
This Tide's crushing it. Like Blizzy, considering the lane and considering how he was unable to put pressure on the anti-mage because his mana was being drained, Blizzy is having a great time, and now with the rotation towards mid, they'll surround DM. Magical's just going to dive, and he is tanking the tower hits. There's the Ravage coming out onto the two of them, helps them kill DM. The toss up there onto M&T as they look to surround the back. Madara's going to jump forward, try and go for the mana void onto Magical, but the false promise is going to keep Magical alive for now. He's able to TP out there thanks to the save from Seneko. Now, we do lose the two of them, as it ends up being a favorable trade, but at least they get that Razor out of there.
It's really hard to look at the scoreboard and be like, they trade 2 heroes for Shadow Demon. But in this case, it's actually kind of worth it because it is their mid.
Yeah.
And that's definitely one of the big weaknesses of Shadow Demon is that if you just gank him with 2 heroes, he can't stop everything. You can disrupt 1 hero, you can start casting some spells, but it takes time for Shadow Demon to get kills. And historically, that's why he just didn't function as a core. Because you get to late game and you're like, I have to cast Shadow Poison 5 times to do damage. It feels like garbage, but with that level 20 talent that lowers your cooldown down to 1 second, it's doable.
We can see with the odds here, it's slightly favoring Na'Vi, that little bit more. And I think if you're looking at the way Magical and Blizzy are playing, that's certainly understandable. Both this Razor and Atide having a brilliant start. I mean, Magical Razor, we've seen many games of him carrying Na'Vi with his Razor performances. And the fact that Blizzy's just going to get these sort of early auras, early item timings, means that they are going to be able to look to push for these objectives before the anti-mage is really able to do anything. Madara still needs more time. I mean, even the PA, who's going to want to try and get that Battle Fury, at least she offers something, you know, sort of a slow. Hey, she might get a lucky crit, still an extra bit of damage. The anti-mage in himself, he's just a bit of mana burn and a fortunate nuke if he can find himself in the right circumstances. So it'll be a lot harder for Madara to have his impact. Mid lane, Peksuit tossed back, another kill for Magical. It's Razor 602, he's got a Your Scepter done. He's good to go, Razor.
It's just cool what Tiny does there. He's trying to pretend like he's just chilling and farming. And at the right time, just toss out the Avalanche and get the toss back, and it's a guaranteed kill.
Got to be careful how they poke around you, as most of the time so far this game it has just been a little bit of a trap. Vega Squadron have fallen for. Still close overall, still 1k lead for Na'Vi, but definitely the bigger worry being that this Razor is hitting this sort of timing that you want to do so around this 13-minute mark, which means that it's very hard for Vega Squadron to fight into the Razor, especially when he has the backup of Seneko ready to allow him to go for these dives and aggressive plays behind towers.
He's not just fighting, or he's not just like has a good timing window, he's actually showing up for ganks and stuff too. So it's like he's setting tempo basically. And when he gets Yule Scepter, it just gets a little easier too. Either way, there's still a race for Battle Fury, and AM's about 500 gold ahead. And in the meantime, the other 4 heroes are just going to pressure the mid tower.
See if Vega can do anything to slow this down. Trying their best by spamming out the Shadow Poison. Separate a little bit. Actually turn around with a quick nuke onto Peksuit Gush as well. It's Magical, he's in. We'll start off the static link, will be broken as MNT is able to create the gap. So he has the stick charges. Disruption from TM in an attempt to make sure the Na'Vi don't try and dive for him even further. But Na'Vi got what they want. They're able to push Vega Squadron away from the tower, and we'll be able to claim that tier 1 mid.
Yep. Job is done. They're going to keep pushing mid, actually. I don't think they're done there. No, never mind. I'm completely wrong.
They might, because they might be able to do something again. The Ravage is back up. So if they can get some sort of wraparound.
Oh, this Invis is huge. They could definitely kill somebody.
See how safe Vega can play. Already Kezu backing straight out the lane. Got that ward down, so they do see movement of the majority of Na'Vi's members, and they don't want to take any chances. They are going to know that the Ravage is back on. Eye of the Storm is there. Not only there, got a creep wave away pretty much from having that level 2 ultimate on the Razor.
Definitely helpful. It doesn't change everything, but it's good. SD grab an experience gain now. That means he'll catapult towards 20 a lot faster. Went for Urn, actually. It's an okay armor increaser. A little surprised there wasn't somebody else buying it, but I guess if the Bat Rider doesn't want it and the Undyne doesn't want it, then it's okay for a core to buy it. Increases his damage a little bit.
Towards that mid lane. Peksuit and Kezu don't quite have the catch to open up onto Crystallize. MNT and DM certainly do though, so Crystallize got to be a little careful. Keep his distance behind the tower. He's very close to having that Demon Edge. So seems to be a simple tower trade. Tier 1 being pressed in the mid. Whilst Na'Vi are pushing down onto the tier 2 bottom. Seems neither team will react. Just continuing to trade, but Na'Vi just forever sort of that step ahead in terms of the trade. Getting the slightly bigger objectives.
Yeah. A little bit better for Na'Vi if they can make the trade forward. They're killing this quick. Hypothetically, they could TP. They're going to TP to the tier 1. Looks like PA is going to try to slow it down. If he can at least... Okay, it's just dead. Both teams,
maybe
excellent
they can get a
last
catch
hitters.
out of it. No, they're not going to try.
Okay. So just a little bit of a tower trade. Not necessarily the best tower to take, but it's not bad. It's going to make it really easy for PA to farm, basically, because the whole bot side of the map now is just open. Whereas AIM is a lot more mobile. Like, having all these towers dead means it should make it a little bit harder for AM to safely push those lanes out without fear.
Yeah, and that's that timing as well with the anti-mage. 16 minutes in, Madara has the Battle Fury, so the farming can well and truly begin for the anti-mage. And yeah, Crystallize himself still pretty much in the same situation you said earlier, just about 500 gold really overall behind that anti-mage's farm. This Battle Fury straight into the Deso will be the itemization for himself, as you can only imagine Madara is going to just want to get that Manta style probably done on top of it.
I like the 4-staff pickup as well by Razor. I feel like if you're against a Prophet, you kind of need this sometimes, because if he just sprouts you and you don't have a way to break it, it's just the fight's over. You're like, well, I guess I can't static link, you know? Not to mention that he has to try to match mobility against things like Anti-Mage. And again, look at the disable that there's on Vega Squadron. There's like nothing. It's like Shadow Demon ulti,
It's literally the two ults, really, isn't it?
and Lasso.
Yeah.
And all of those things are kind of countered by 4-staff. Even if you get lassoed out of position,
Yeah.
at least with Force you have an option. You can force yourself up or down a hill. You can potentially make up some of the ground that he pulls you away. And everything else is just countered by 4-staff. So I don't even know if he needs a BKB this game.
Yeah, he's queued it up, but as you say, not only just having the 4-star, but the fact he has got an Oracle behind him as well. So we'll see if he does stick to having that BKB queued up, or if he does feel he can just get away with maybe some general all-round stat items, the SMY and such. Help him force down lanes. Either way, NaVi continuing to slowly grow their lead, 3k advantage. We'll see how much this Madara Battle Fury on the Anti-Mage will change that, and how much he's able to sort of level the values up and get those items online required to allow him to carry the game. But it's going to be hard, because NaVi, they are definitely playing that little bit faster than Vega. As it will be able to get away with the tier 1 tower top. Again, it's sort of these tier 1 for tier 2 trades, as NaVi's in on the middle lane, onto the tier 2. And again, doesn't seem like Vega are going to give it any response.
It's kind of similar to what Kyle was talking about in the draft, that they're giving NaVi the higher team fight. So therefore, it just doesn't even feel very safe for them to contest things. And considering that Anti-Mage has a faster Battle Fury and he's now pulling away from the PA in terms of farm, then this in some ways is okay.
You can see the hunt for Kezu on top as he goes for the TP, but there's the force in play, helping Magical get through the trees, get that vision upon Kezu, and there's nowhere for him to hide and TP out. So put a stop to the split push pressure at the Nature's Prophet. In time, Vega are chasing for the Crystallized kill. Crystallized has got False Promise on him. It's probably not going to be enough to save him, and it certainly isn't. The damage will be enough for Vega to claim the life of the PA. They'll now look to chase towards Seneko. Seneko has not got backup coming in quick enough. NaVi were starting to move over, but couldn't get there in time. So a couple of kills for Vega Squadron as they react to the majority of NaVi going on that Nature's Prophet kill top. This time they're the ones that make the better trade.
That's huge too. Like, that's the enemy carry dead. AM participates in kills and is still hitting creeps. They're just getting more and more ahead from this. Blink cast range is what the AM goes for. Make his split push a little bit more annoying. A little curious about the BKB, but that's probably by far the safer thing to buy.
Yeah, I mean, I can only imagine just what really respecting sort of the Shadow Demon damage output.
Yeah,
and the ability to fight underneath the bat.
That's a really good point, yeah. Because otherwise, that's the biggest threat, really. It's the biggest damage output.
And definitely that sort of item pickup that is going to allow NaVi to group up and try and attempt to go high ground a lot sooner than the anti-mage team is. Vega Squadron is crystallized. Seneko by his side will be able to hold on and take the bounty rune up top for NaVi. Ling Dagger has now been picked up by Blizzy, so NaVi will be very well and ready to fight with a Ravage potential. It's going to be the toss back on DM as the mid Shadow Demon does fall. Another kill for Magical. Now Wicked sick on his Razor. Now he's got the potential to open up towards Roche. They're going to feel pretty safe in doing so. Not going to necessarily be super quick, but it's pretty safe. They have a Ravage to fall back on if Vega do try and get in on this. And as it seems, Vega very much split up across the map. They're not going to head over here at all for now. So this should be a freebie for NaVi.
In between Gush and Medallion, you can lower the armor a lot, which is going to help make up for their lack of damage. So it's completely fine. And at any point, Chu's always ready to go. The fact that he's been able to get a Blink Dagger at this point has just made the game kind of straightforward. They can find easy pickoffs like that. If Shadow Demon gets thrown super out of position, he's very killable. And it's going to allow them to basically abuse the fact that SD normally wants to just kind of sit at the back of fights and cast these long-range poisons until they can win. So that fast blink is just completely game-changing. So for now, they're just going to get a little bit of lane stability, push things back out again to offset the pushing.
Lizzy, see what he does decide to go for next, if he wants to complete the Solar Crest or He himself wants to get any other sort of aura online. BKB now complete for Magical. With that BKB Aegis in the hands of NaVi too. They can set it up for some pressure. Blizzy is separated from the team though. He is down here. Madara trying to go for a bit of a hunt on him, but with the blink up, Blizzy's out into the trees. TP's over to the shrine so he can quickly join NaVi, as NaVi themselves already starting to try and make a play up top as they'll chase down Kezu. Now going to have the root flying through. It's going to be banished for now. Kezu's going to be blocked off a little bit by his own trees. They might be able to turn this. No, Chu saved by Seneca. False Promise comes in for now. He's still taking a lot of damage, but there is time for him to get another toss out, kill off Peksu. He does still fall, as the trade will be there. 1 for 1. Already, Madara's going to turn up to the lane, start to cut the creeps, try and stop NaVi from getting away with the tier 2 tower push as well. Just have to be careful, as actually as soon as they show, he just blinks out of there. But he's going to be ready to cut the next creep wave, as the odds continuing to strengthen towards NaVi. Not believing in the anti-mage, but we'll see. As this anti-mage, he is in a good place, but the game, it's just, is the game moving too fast for this anti-mage to carry?
I don't think so. Like, they can absolutely still win this game. It just looks a little bit iffy, I guess. Dust was used. Did they have vision? They did, yeah. 20 straight.
Found a bit of an end to Kezu's split pushing.
You know, he actually should have teleported. No, wait, there's Eul's on Razor, though. Avalanche was used, Toss was used. It looked like the right option, but yeah, Eul's guaranteed the kill. Yeah, I think AIM can still win this, though. I mean, he hasn't died much. His net worth is still good.
Yeah. I mean, but at the same time, you've definitely got to respect the fact that this is a Razor that's on par with an anti-mage that had a good Battlefield time. It just shows how well NaVi have been taking objectives and getting the gold for the team as a whole. As now NaVi right outside the front doors of Vega Squadron's base. Blizzy heads in. And very much is ready for Vega Squadron to try and attempt to fight to stop this push from NaVi. The fortification comes out. So it's not going to be that easy of a defense at all for Vega. NaVi realize they've hit the timings, they've got the items, they're ready to push on. Madara are not really quite ready on the anti-mage to attend the fights, they just have to let that go. As the tier 3 tower will be taken, NaVi play it safe, they'll back off. They don't want to push for anything more for now. They've got some big items on the way. The full Desolator has been completed by Crystallize. Unfortunately, the Courier is dead for a minute, so they'll have to back up.
And once he gets the Daedalus, now things are going to, or the Deso, it's going to change things heavily for AM. Because now his ability to die is, really can come from a lot of different ways. AM is, especially because he skips some of his like agility talents and things like that, very vulnerable against PA. It's only going to get worse as items come through. But Butterfly's, Butterfly's an option.
Yes, you know that this, well, the PA doesn't really want to get an MKB. It's very, or short after the Deso maybe he can do, because as we said already, sort of for the same situation Magical. Even though Magical did go for the BKB, there's a lot of reasons why the PA necessarily may not feel the need to, because she has Seneca and the Oracle behind her.
That's true.
So could afford to go for the MKB if he does see that Butterfly being rushed out on the anti-mage.
I think he originally had Basher queued up, though, which is generally the better item, because then it helps you with the lockdown problems against AM, but once the Butterfly comes out, I think he'll probably change his mind if he hasn't.
Yeah, we'll see if he reconsiders. Kezu's still trying to race his way towards having that Hex, so they have that extra bit of control, way to get to the back lines. If he's able to disable the Oracle, take him out of the fight, suddenly these cores of NaVi will be that little more vulnerable. Same to be said for Magical. Also looking to build up a Hex himself. Knows that this game is going to be building towards that point where within the next few minutes, if they're able to just lock down the AM, as you mentioned with the PA, the AM's just going to get shredded.
It's one of my favorite counters to AM, just because if you don't have that many disables, and outside of like Avatos, that's basically all they have, if you just buy like a Hex or two, it gives you these little windows where you can just force and kill him, and he doesn't become this like late game problem that they know that he can be. He's the only huge threat on the enemy team because this mid SD is not quite working out here. But they're hitting racks again, they got to defend this.
Chu's got to jump in, looking for the catch on Peksu, daggers down onto him as well, Disruption holds back. Chu on the Tiny, but it's making space for NaVi to just hit into the racks. Again.
It got delivered at least.
Oh, Magical.
Perfect.
Save. False Promise is going to be able to keep him alive. Blizzy does have a Ravage if they feel the need to turn. Bottom lane Madara is making the most of this space, though. He's on the verge of taking the tier 3 tower away from NaVi. Jump forward straight away from the PA. He's trying to hold his back. In fact, back in the midst of it all, Blizzy gets a 4-man Ravage off. As NaVi, despite the fact that there's that rat going on, they know that they can take this fight with the numbers. They'll kill the bat. A buyback will be forced out by Pexu. Matter is now turned up to the fight in the middle lane. Root going to get bounced back onto Seneko. Glizzy heading in with the anchor smash. Disruption holds down Magical. He's falling pretty low here on the Razor. Does have to be careful. Matter tries to blink forward aggressively to go for him. Can't quite get his hands on him, so now Vega back off. NaVi actually going to jump back in though. Blizzy is on top of Kezu. The damage there, smashing him down with a Solar Crest upon him. The physical from the anchor smash as well as the burst from the Purifying Flames, taking Kezu out of the game. And he's not done yet. On to Pexu. This Solar Crest again just shredding through these heroes. As NaVi strike back, despite Vega sort of for the first time saying we're ready to team fight. NaVi said no you ain't. As now they're back up into the base, up towards the racks. A buyback's going to come out from Kezu, but already they're mid. Shadow Demon's gone. DM tossed back. He's going to have to buy back as well, but it's too late for the mid racks as NaVi claim them and continue to cement this lead that they have had for the most of the game.
On the bright side, they've been able to kill the tier 3 bottom in all of this action, so it gives them something out of the map, which can translate to shrines, but a full racks trade, not the best. Updated odds to kind of reflect that current game state. NaVi's sitting pretty right now.
They are. They're feeling a lot of very, very comfortable. And sure, you put dollar down, you get 15 back. This game still, as you say, there's that anti-mage factor. If Madara can get himself involved in a dream team fight, there is that chance for Vega, but that chance does seem to just continue to dwindle with every passing minute with the way that NaVi is just playing as a team and just outmaneuvering Vega Squadron as a 5-on-5.
So for now, they're going to kind of continue the same general game plan, like push up the bot lane, try to keep it as deep and close to the enemy racks as possible. That way, if there is some action that happens or some distraction, that AM can push that. But he has to be careful on his own because he has to worry about possible ganks coming towards him. It's not too dangerous based on the heroes he's up against because they are kind of limited on disables, and he's got Manta to get out of some of them. But he's always going to stay down in this area of the map.
Yeah.
He'll kill neutrals. If he's really not busy, he might hit the shrine, but it's a little bit obvious. Definitely get killed if you're not careful. And look at the movement now from NaVi. They're hunting a little bit.
Yeah, they know that he's going to sort of be sitting down here on this half of the map. Matter.
They're going to basically clear the jungle, probably put some wards around the area, and just make sure that AM doesn't have vision control. That way it's harder for him to actually do this. And it's not just him, it could also be Nature's Prophet showing up and make things harder.
Yeah. I'm sort of feeling as well that that extra blink cast range certainly it makes this anti-mage feel so hard to get a hold of. If you're not there straight away, one blink and you're not going to catch him. He's out of there as long as he gets a blink off. He only needs the one.
And if you look at his movement now, he's had to rotate all the way back into his jungle. But this is actually really good for NaVi the way they're doing. They accomplished two things by moving the way they did. Not only did they clear the jungle and make sure it's harder for AM to split push, but now they're just pushing the bot lane normally.
Look at creep wave.
And they're like, okay, let's get another racks. So they can pressure the racks and at the same time defend against the split push. And Vega has to do what they can to try to do the opposite on the other side of the map. But unfortunately, they haven't killed that tier 2 yet. So they're just behind, period.
And that's definitely not going to be a good trade if they try and do a tier 2 for a tier 3. They've almost certainly got to get back in some sort of force. But it's hard. Again, NaVi, they've got the ults back. Ravage, Eye of the Storm ready to go. The tier 3 falling on this bottom lane. NaVi, they're straight in. Blizzy jumps forward. He knows that he's tanky enough that he can just sort of force this gap between NaVi and the team of Vega Squadron. Jump forward from Crystallized Dash to mid. Shadow Demon gone. 79 seconds, he's dead. DM without buyback. Kezu, he's trying to split push, but it's not going to be anywhere near as fast as what NaVi's able to get done on the bottom lane. The melee racks are already gone. NaVi are actually starting to back up a little bit as they will now TP back, as both of the bottom lane and the top lane were getting split pushed in. They have separated, but NaVi still feeling strong as just the two of them with Chu and Magical turning straight back onto them. MNT will fall to Magical. BKB is going to be popped by the Razors. Magical forces himself away from the team. Avalanche onto the two of them. Wraparound will be there from MNT. Has the lasso, but the false promise from Seneko gets Magical out of the lasso for now. Yul Scepter holds back the anti-mage. He's going to have that blink cast range there if he wants to continue chases. He's into the tree line. Magical, he's been got on top of. Magical gone for 70 seconds. As Vega will be able to get some kills. It did cost them buybacks. Madara and MNT having to buy back into it. They did still lose that melee racks in the mid lane, but their base took a hefty bit of chip damage. The racks are starting to get hurt.
It was more than the chip. They got one racks killed at the bot lane. I think that's the range barracks.
It looks like it, yes.
And on the top lane, because he was able to take down the tower and also damage the range barracks on the top lane. So it's not the melee barracks that he would have liked, but considering they're staying in the game, they're absolutely keeping this a little close.
They're keeping the dream alive for Vega Squadron for sure. Now is just the tricky bit. Madara using that buyback the next 5 minutes or so, they've got to be careful, and it's a risky time as well. Roshan is there. Vega would love to have this, but they have to be very, very tentative how they throw this anti-mage into the fight. Matera, he's actually going to say, screw that, I'm going straight in. He's going to jump in onto Chu. Chu's popped the Shadow Amulet, will be forced up to the high ground. Snake trying to do his best to get Chu out of there, will allow Chu to blink out. Look at the Sprout onto Crystallize, false promises there. Crystallize jumps across towards Madara, pops the Spell Shield. He's looking for a target. He blinks himself out to the right, hides in the Ancient. Pexu gets turned upon by Crystallize. Disruption to try and hold back the Shadow Demon. Madara again, he's blinking out. He's being chased by Blizz. He does have to be careful. Pretty low at the moment on this anti-mage that cannot afford to die. The Vega Squadron, they've lost the Undying. They do force NaVi away from the Roche pit temporarily, but NaVi will almost certainly be happy to move straight back in there after the fight has settled down.
They really needed that kill. And I think the reason they were focusing so hard on PA is because in some ways SD is kind of a solution to what Oracle provides. The ultimate, the Demonic Purge, it has ongoing dispels. So even if you use like Purifying Flames on the PA, the heal components immediately get removed. So you actually don't even get a heal benefit when you Oracle ulti a PA. So if they were able to actually just damage PA, 100% they can kill her, outside of her using a wand or like a mech being used.
Things get super scary now with NaVi again taking another Roshan. MKB complete on Crystallize. Madara's game gets even more terrifying. All the pressures on this anti-mage.
Where's he currently playing?
He is.
He's bottom.
Okay, yeah, he's moving in on that rush again. Only the Tide there at the moment. I say only the Tide. Blizzy has proved how scary he is with the amount of items that he has got. You can see it there on the net worth. All three of Navi's cores sitting very solidly in the top four. Only the anti-mage above them.
We just saw the Hex on Razor. Item's very scary. Disruption here is going to be okay. You gotta be careful though. The part of the problem is that PA is a hero. His illusions are not very effective against himself. They do get crit, but most of the damage items that oh my god.
Poor old DM. I mean, that's your mid Shadow Demon just gone like that.
He knew.
He's had a tough game. He's had a tough game. It is always a risk playing these sort of mid heroes, as
especially
they can just very easily fall flat on their face if they get behind, and that's certainly been the case with the Shadow Demons. NaVi now just overrunning them in the base. The trade's there though. Okay. Madara will get the bottom melee racks.
He might get more.
He's looking for it.
Yeah.
He's looking for it. They are probably going to get megged.
Oh, that's with Ketsu though. Oh. Please look at the Radiant base.
They're looking for the
Please look at the Radiant base. Okay.
They're trying to get Blizzy. Blizzy is out of mana, but back in Vega's base, Kezu and Madara, they're the only ones left alive. And their base is getting mega creep. Jump forward again from Madara. Okay. Will get disarmed by Seneko.
He is here.
Yeah, they're keeping the game going, but the mega creeps are out for NaVi. Kezu, can he get himself out? He's going to try for the TP in the trees. He'll get out of there. So will Madara. As you know, Madara's gone back in. He's back into the base.
That's what I thought. I was like, where did he go?
He really wants that melee axe.
Yes, it's really important right now. Every melee barracks that he can get, he's going to help offset the really strong mega creeps that are about to spawn.
He's back, yeah, back.
He needs to get something. He's really trying hard. There's
the Hex off. They're going to jump forward.
Sprout messed him up,
onto Magical. Can they kill him, though? I think you're right. The Sprout stopped him from getting his hands onto Magical, so Magical is going to be able to survive the initial Hex. Oh! The dagger! Crystalline! It just jumps in, he one-shots it. The Undying not living true to his name. He has got a buyback, but Crystallize at this point is just wiping heroes left, right, and center. GG is called.
Just died.
It's all over, NaVi. Take game one of this best of three. And they did it pretty confidently. Is what they had this lead. They were able to keep it for the majority of the game. Got to give hats off to Vega. They did try and do their best with the split push. They made the best out of a situation where a lot of other teams